So take a long, slow, deep breath in through your nose and take a long breath out. Breath in and out. And now breathing naturally, just notice how your body feels. And just for a moment, pay attention to your body. And just feel your body. We're going to look at the 5 physical bodies with no judgment. No judgment. And just observing your body. Ask your body, what do you need from me right now? What do you need from me right now? Take a breath in and take a breath out. And now draw your attention to your heart. And simply ask your heart, what do you need from me right now? And just notice if it's feeling constricted and tight or relaxed. Just notice, no judgment. Now draw your attention to your mind and ask your mind body, what do you need from me right now? What do you need from me now? Take a long, slow, deep breath in and take a long breath out. And now draw your attention to your emotional body and ask your emotional body, what do you need from me right now? What do you need from me now? Taking a breath in and breath out. And now let's explore your spiritual body and ask your spiritual body, what do you need from me right now? What do you need? Taking a breath in and take a breath out. And now in a moment, I'm going to have you open your eyes and write down what you've learned. Open your eyes. Okay, which body was the easiest to access today?
That was my physical body. So I still need some healing time.
Yeah, it's gonna need some healing time. Boy, it sure hurts. You injured your knee, and that's bad.
It's pretty colors. I'll tell you what. This is about as colorful as your shirt you're wearing right there.
My necklace matches. It's all colorful
No,
too.
it's pretty. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, TJ Maxx is good stuff.
Oh yeah, we love TJ Maxx.
And what did you do? Step in a hole? Is that what happened?
I was walking from my new office to lunch, which was fine, and then as I was walking back, I was walking on the sidewalk, and one of the slabs of cement was just slightly higher than the others, but not high enough for me to see, and my toe caught on it, and it was high enough that I couldn't get my toe off of it, and down I went, just boom, scraped my hand, I almost face planted. Thankfully I didn't. but scraped both my hands, scraped my knee, got my shirt dirty because I landed on my chest as well.
Oh.
My hair was all out of whack and hobbled back into the office. My brother was in there and he's like, "What happened to you?" I'm like, "Oh, dude, I face planted almost on the sidewalk," and he
Oh.
had to leave because he said my when I came back I was so disheveled and I was so dirty. Like he knew something happened because my shirt was dirty. I wore a solid pink shirt and there was dirt and leaves and stuff. And he had to leave because he had to go laugh. And he goes, "I knew if I started laughing at her, she would killed me." And so he ran out and he just to start laughing. And then he told mom, and mom goes, "Yeah, Joe said you were pretty banged up." And I said, "Yeah."
Okay, and which of your bodies was the hardest to access today?
Mind, I think. Yeah, mind.
Okay, so the purpose of this exercise is to balance our body, our mind, and our spirit, and to get in a consistent practice of checking in with us. Because the more we do this, pretty soon it's automatic. And
Mm-hmm.
once you pick up from your body, your mind, your spirit, your heart, your emotion, um, all these bodies, what they need, then you want to give that to that body right away, because that's how we begin to balance our body, our mind, our heart, our all those things. And part of that also is creating an anti-inflammatory landscape inside of your body. And so, because inflammation also affects our brain, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so, when we respond right away to what we're feeling, like if your body says, "Hey, I'm hungry," well, then you want to make sure you feed your body, right? If you're having a hard time accessing your body, it means that you need to nurture it more, right? You need to care about it more. If you're having trouble accessing your mind, that usually means that you need to do something to stimulate your mind so that it
Mm-hmm.
can start firing up. Um, so usually there's a couple of things that are harder to access, and there's a couple of things that are easier. Was there another thing that was harder for you to access today?
Not really. No, I mean, yeah, everything else was pretty easy. I'm just kind of hoping that today goes well, because I want it to be a success. 'Cause my family, I haven't seen them in a couple of years. Um, and so, yeah, that's kind of, well, maybe spiritual.
Mhm.
I guess that would be spiritual too.
Yeah,
I want lots of love today.
I want love. You
Yeah.
need love after your weekend, boy. And you know
Yeah.
what? We're going to send Corey a lot of love because she's navigating pink eye and she's feeling sick. And
Mhm.
oh, I love her so much. And she's an amazing person. And so
Yeah.
Amy should be dropping in. She's in an accounting meeting at work. But yeah, we need love. We need to be loved. And so we have to ask.
Yep.
Give me love. Give
Give
me
me
love.
love. I want everyone to love me today.
Love me. So today
Mhm.
we have some extra practice, which is this is absolutely the bonus round. Okay. So we're going to explore the bonus round today. And I'm going to open up a couple windows. I'm going to open up this window. And then I'm going to stop the share. And then I'm going to share again. And I'm going to open up that window again. Okay. And then
Oh.
I want to open up this window. Okay. So
Mhm.
does this look familiar?
Yep.
Great. Because this one, let's fix my little typo. So this one is a handout that is in the Warrior Goddess Boundary Builder program. And I like to apply the shield and sandbox boundaries to what we're navigating, opening the doorway to module 5. So we're getting a little bit of extra practice today. And the reason why I want to provide a little extra practice is because this where it gets to be a little challenging is when we actually have to do the framework. But once we get used to this framework, then it will come automatically to you because, you know, the more we practice, the better we get at it. And the good part is that it is an actual framework that's going to help us apply our own language to boundaries. So, as you know, Holly, because you've been coaching with me a long time, but as you know, we've got all kinds of dialogues. You know, we can go up here and we can see all kinds of, you know, this is what, if this happens, this is what you can say. Okay. So like when you disagree with someone, there's, look at all this, look at all these bullet points. Oh my gosh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. There's 9 bullet points on this. Okay. That's a lot. That's a lot of bullet points. That's a lot of feedback. But no matter how many bullet points I show you, if you don't use your own voice, it won't stick. Okay. So that's why I have created this framework so that we understand what's going on. Because if it doesn't hurt, we're never going to do it. And that's too bad. It's too bad that we don't just naturally practice this stuff. But it's going to have to hurt for us to, you know how to navigate what to say. And so last time I had everybody pick which area they wanted to focus on, but today I think it's good for us to look at each one and provide a little bit of work. So let's look at this. What happens when you disagree with somebody? And the good news is those of us that have a partner that are navigating family, we can actually fill out this framework pretty quick. But how about Deborah, who lives alone? Okay, she's got family that aren't with her, but she definitely disagrees with them. So they can be pretty mean, right?
Yep.
And hurtful. So it's really good to come and have, a framework that we can look at. So let's unpack this a little bit. When you disagree with someone, what's the situation?
When I disagree with someone,
Mm-hmm.
lots of things. Well, disagreeing with my husband about the vehicles because he doesn't want to drive the Mustang, and the truck, the windshield wipers broke on the truck, so we can't really drive the truck when it's raining now. We got to get that fixed. But I told him, just take the car. Just take the car. And he's like, oh, I'm not taking your car. It's like, oh my God. Just please take the car. I won't be mad at you if something happens. Because last time he took the car, something did happen. Someone ran into the passenger side of the door, and that had to be replaced. So ever since, he is afraid to take the car. It's like, just take the car, please. So we've been disagreeing about that,
Okay.
that sort of.
So the situation is his car's in the shop, right?
Well, yes. Yeah.
Okay. And what's his behavior?
He wants me to take him to work and go pick him up after work, which, I suppose that makes sense because then I would have a car all day. But if I'm at home, like today, I don't necessarily want to take time. Like tonight, my aunt and uncle are coming over. I don't want to take time away from them to go pick him up from work.
Okay, so one thing we learn when it comes to setting boundaries is that if it's gray, if there's a gray area, okay, which I'm hearing, there's a lot of dialogue. Is that a hard boundary, a healthy boundary, or a soft boundary?
Yeah, it was a soft boundary.
Okay, so this is where we look at what's the truth, okay?
The truth is, I don't want to go and take time away from my family who I haven't seen in 2 years to go pick him up from work when
I
he.
almost saw you say butt, pick his butt up.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say something else, but yeah.
Okay, so let's weigh in on that a little bit. The bottom line is you don't want to pick him up.
Right.
Okay.
Right. don't want to go and pick him up.
Yeah, because you want to spend time with your family.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So his behavior is he asks, so let's play it out again. What's the situation?
He can't drive his vehicle. So that leaves us down to one vehicle. I'm
The
sitting,
behavior, his
yes,
behavior.
his behavior. Oh, just he just demands that I just take him to work. That's his behavior. Oh, I need you to take me to work at like 7:30 in the morning. No, I don't get up at 7:30 in the morning. I'm not taking you to work. I'm
And so
sleeping.
that's your response.
Well, yes, that has been my response. Like, let me finish my coffee, let me wake up, and then we'll, decide if I can take you to work or not.
Okay. So here we are. We have a new response. So what's the situation?
Um, he comes in the bedroom in the morning. I just got my cup of coffee. Trying to wake up. I need you to take me to work. You're taking me to work. No, I'm not.
Yeah, your
No, I'm
response.
not. Yep. Yep. Or, the first time he did it is, why do I have to take you to work? Because he didn't even tell me about the windshield wipers. Windshield wipers on the truck are not working. Well, what happened to them? I don't know. They're just not working. Like, okay. So why do I have to take you to work? Why can't you just take the car? Take the car. I'm not taking the car.
Good. So the response is, can you take me to work? And your response is, I don't want to take you to work, but I do want for you to take the car
Mm-hmm.
because today I want to spend time with my family.
Yes. Yes.
So that's a healthier response. Then he's going to put let's say he pushed back, because that's what I heard earlier. He pushes back. What did he say?
Oh, well, I don't like taking your car because the last time I took your car, it got hit. I said, I don't blame you for for the car getting hit. That wasn't your fault.
Mhm.
It's not going to hurt you to take the car. And if it does happen again, it's not a big deal, you
Right,
know.
right. Yes, that's good. And then what was his response?
I'll take the car.
Good. Okay. So he could have potentially come back with more argument because you said too many words. So
Yes.
what we know is that the reason why we write stuff down, and this is worth like really later, but it doesn't happen right away, right? So
Right.
this is why we go back and say, what's the situation? What was the behavior? What was your response? How did you feel? And what boundary did he cross? Well, he didn't intentionally cross a boundary for you because in the past you had no boundary. You would just do it. But now you know your boundary is you want space. You
Mm-hmm.
want morning space. And it's not dire. It's not like there's nothing accessible for him, and you don't have to be at a job in town. So in this case, you have a new dialogue, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. How'd that feel for you?
When he took the car, it was kind of frustrating because I didn't quite know, because it was kind of sudden, because I didn't know. And so I didn't quite know how to, you know, um, push back when he started pushing back at me. And then, I'm working on this, which is why I'm in your course. So it was kind of difficult at first. It's like, God, why can't you just take the car? It's like unbelievable to me that he wouldn't just take the car. Um, but it was also kind of surprising because it was sudden. And so kind of that's when I need to know this, because when it's sudden and it's like, it's hard for me to, come back with a reasonable, healthy response. Like, God damn it, why can't you just take the damn car?
Right. So what happened was the night before, he did not give you the deal,
Yeah,
right? Mhm.
right,
So I didn't tell you the plan. It's just that all of a sudden the plan rolls out.
right, right.
Oh,
Just
so what would help you in the future with this sort of thing?
um just knowing how to just being more prepared to expect that sort of dialogue.
Mhm.
You know, because things are going to suddenly happen all the time. It happened today, actually, with my mom. Yes, she gave me 5 days to prepare for my aunt and uncle. And then she called me up and said, well, you need to order the food. And I had told her 5 days ago and said, well, what are we going to do for food? Oh, I'll make the food. Are you sure you're going to make the food? Yes, I'm going to make the food. She didn't make the food. So she calls me today, order the food. I'm like, where, what are you talking about? Where am I supposed to order the food from? Where do you want, what happened to the food? I just didn't have time to make it. So that, that happened just like an hour before I called you.
Good. Well, that leads to the next one. Say no to a request to someone you care about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so no is a perfect sentence. That is true. However, in this situation, because your mother did, well, when you said to her 5 days ago, Mom, you get the food, what did she say?
Yeah, I had asked her, what are we going to do for food? She goes, oh, I'll take care of it, honey. I'm going to bring it all over. I'll bring all of it. And I said, well, do you want me to make anything? The normal holiday type stuff. Nope. I've got it all covered. I've got it all covered. She said to me, today, we have no food. You order the food.
So what do you need in the future?
I need some, if you're not going to have food, I need to know beforehand, like more than an hour before the place opens up to order the food. I mean, I had 5 minutes to order the food this morning. I did get it ordered. I just ordered, Famous Dave's 2 family barbecue things, and we're good to go.
Okay, but we have a really healthy opportunity here to look at the behavior, because this is an old behavior, and to look at the old behavior, and now to step back and look at what you have to have in the future in order for this to go well from your mother. So that's where we back up, and you have an opportunity to get specific with her as to what this is. And the other piece is, so you wanted her to get the food. You asked her if there was anything she wanted from you. She said no. She said
No.
she was providing the food. So
Yep.
that was 5 days ago. What would be a better plan after all this happened 5 days ago?
The better plan would be to have an actual menu and an actual plan, and an actual timeline so that we could get this done.
Nice job. Okay, so what have you learned based on your mother's inappropriate behavior?
I'm going to have, what have I learned is that I need to kind of keep on top of her and ask her, hey, no.
How many days ago was this?
5 days ago.
Okay, then you don't want to keep on top of her. You had the conversation 5 days ago. If you're running a business and you met with your employee and you had a conversation with your employee around, what they were going to do and what you were going to do, and your employee said, I'll bring all the food for the employee meeting 5 days from now, what would you have said then?
Oh, God. I have no idea what I would have said.
Well, here's what happens. If you give it 5 days, you don't know if something's going to happen or not. However, if you sit down with your employee and say, okay, you're going to bring the food. What are you going to bring? Your menu idea is excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
And secondly, okay, I want you to check in with me in 3 days and let me know what you've got. Or if this is new for you with this person, you might say, hey, I'm going to circle back in 3 days and we're going to see where you are. So now you've got a plan. So you
Mm-hmm.
say, okay, this is the plan. This is when I'm circling back. Now you've got 2 days. So if you got a hold of the employee on the third day,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you have an opportunity to say, okay, what do you need from me? And now, what are you going to do? So now you have another chance to check in and say, this is what you're doing. This is what I can help you with. See
Yeah.
how that works?
Mm-hmm. I did that though. I
Okay,
did that.
good.
I did that because I had asked her like just like 2 days ago, okay, how's that how's that coming along? You got your menu. Oh, it's coming along great. I've got everything planned out. Okay, what do you need from me? Do I need to do anything to help you? Nope.
Okay, so there you go. So she says, no, I don't need any help. And so now she calls this morning and says, you order the food.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would be a way to have a conversation with your mother that sets your boundary while also finding some workability in the situation?
Oh God. um no, no, you're in charge of the food. You were in charge of the food. I think yeah, see, that's not a healthy request.
That doesn't work for you.
No,
Okay? In this situation, that doesn't work for you.
no.
And so, and you're right, that's not a healthy request. So now she calls this morning and she has an unhealthy request. You order the food. So what you can say is, that is not my job. 5 days ago, you committed to bringing food. 3 days ago, I checked in, and now here we are. And so I'm going to do this, and you're going to do that. I'm gonna call these guys and get and order the food. You pick the food
Mm,
up,
yeah,
or you order the food, mom. Here's the phone number. That would
mm,
be the best case scenario. Right,
yeah,
mom? Here's the phone number.
yeah. I tried to do that, and she's like, "Well, I can't decide." It's like, "Well, okay. Well, I'll do it. I'll order the food.
I can't decide. So what would be a healthy response from you in that moment?
Well, I'll help you. I'll help you. We can let's plan this together, and we'll decide."
Nice idea. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
she did, and she is picking. I did order it, and she is picking it up today.
Okay, so when you told me the story, you did not give me all the information, but now we can back up and we can look at this right now. And we could say, well, mom, that was your agreement 5 days ago. And then when I
Mm,
checked in 2 days ago, you said you were fine. And so now I would like to give you the phone number and I'd like for you to call Famous Dave's and I'll pick the food up. Oh, I can't
mm,
decide. You know what, mom? I believe in you and I will be at Famous Dave's at 10 o'clock to pick the food up. Sound good?
mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, that sounds good. Yep, yep.
See how you got her buy-in?
Uh-huh.
Because the thing is it's you actionably doing something to fill in the hole for her when she committed. And so it's codependent behavior. And that's what they call that.
Yeah.
Your mom is codependent on you to now pick up the pieces when she's not showing up with integrity.
Mm-hmm.
And this is wrong.
Yes. Yes.
This puts you in a place to not trust your mother. And that's not a very good place to be.
No, it's an old habit, like you've said. It's an old habit.
Yeah, I get it because I have old habits that die pretty hard. I have, I've been married to Ken 44 years, right? I have a
Mm,
42-year-old daughter. So I mean, I get it. So here's the thing. It's her buying the food, it's her getting the food. So know one thing that in the future, if your mother commits to an action, you will not do that action. You will
mm,
not take it over for her. You will help in that you will pick it up, but you're not going to order the food because you asked. You
mm-hmm.
already said, I can help. This is how I can help. She says no.
Oh,
So what are you doing right now? You're lying to yourself by taking it over for her. Because you
Mm-hmm.
said to her, I can help. You already opened that door and she said no. All right, well, honor her wishes.
Yep. Okay. Sounds good to me.
Well, and then of course the family shows up, there's no food. Hey, you know what? It is not what happens inside of you when that happens.
What happens then? I get embarrassed and I get upset and angry, and they're all upset and angry, and then I feel bad because I've let them down.
Sure, see how that works? It's that I feel like they won't love me, now I'm afraid, or I feel guilty, and so we don't set that healthy boundary. Do you see
Mm-hmm.
how that
Yep.
plays out?
Yep.
But the truth is you set a healthy boundary in the beginning, plus you offered to help. So who is this really on?
It's on her.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
interesting.
Yep. It's always been interesting with my mother. Yes.
Yeah, and irrespective of that, let's be the pot calling the kettle black here. I'm a mama, and your mama is using guilt and an old behavior to manipulate you,
Mm-hmm.
to enable her, because we know your mother has a history of drinking problems. And she will invite others to enable her because that's what she knows.
Yep.
Your
Yep.
mom's a good person. She's not a bad person.
No, she's not a
But
bad person. She just does bad things from time to time.
well, yeah, and it's, booze will do that to a person. But
Yeah.
you need to be a customer to buy, and you're not going to buy it. This is how we stand back now, right? This is good
Mhm.
stuff because this will come forward again and again and again. And that's why I say, what's the situation? What's the behavior? What's your response? So in the response phase is where you're going to want to be really stealthy because you did a great job. You checked in with her. It wasn't like I said, see, I didn't know that you checked in with her. So I played out this whole scenario with an employee. But you did a great job. You said
Yeah.
5 days, then you checked in so many days before. You offered, you offered, you offered. And so you don't guilt her when she says you go get the food. You don't want to say, well, I already offered, because that's sort of the
Mhm.
default, right? Instead
Right.
you go, oh, well, I'm not willing to order the food. Here's the phone number. And, I know you had committed to bringing the food, so I'd really like to give you that opportunity. Well, I can't decide. Well, you know what, Mom? I believe in you. And so I'll go pick it up at this time. All right, I'll see you later.
Mm-hmm.
Check it
Okay.
out. Your mom's going to show up with food.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Yep. Yep.
See, setting boundaries is less about it being difficult, and it's more about being strategic and strategically understanding what's really going on there. And sometimes we can't do that when we're in the middle of the drama. That's why
Yeah.
coaches are so important, because we're on the outside looking in.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And the drama is what always overwhelms me. Dramas. You hit the nail on the head with that.
Yeah, drama is very popular. Yeah. Also, when there's an addiction, there's always drama.
Yep.
Always, always, always. Um, and the crazy part about this stuff is you can not even be drinking and still have the same bad behavior.
Yeah, that would be my sister-in-law. But I don't,
Sure.
yeah, I don't talk to her anymore. She was too toxic.
Right. And the thing is too, is your mom might not be drinking, but she's playing out old behavior. Because what
Mhm.
happens is that's why they create things like AA, is because AA helps to stop the behavior. Because the person has to be responsible, see?
Yeah, it's interesting because it's the same behavior that she learned from her mom. Her mom did the same thing to her. my grandmother would always call my mom up, hey, I need you to do this, you need to do that, do that, do that. And my mom was like, oh, that woman.
But
but
she did it, didn't she?
she did. Yep.
And so your mother was a role model, which is you're playing through by doing the same thing, but you don't
Mm-hmm.
want to do that anymore. So that's
Nope.
really healthy. So I like this when we say, you know, it's hard for me to say this, but I really want to be honest with you. You know, that this is called radical transparent boundary setting. Can you
Yep.
see this?
Yep.
And this is from the handout, Shield and Sandbox Boundaries.
Yep. I have that.
Okay, so it's a long handout, so you don't have to read the whole thing. But the really good part about this is that if you just kind of scroll down, you'll see in darker, you know, the things that are important. So the three ingredients to boundary setting is acknowledge. So you acknowledge that you're uncomfortable. Hey, you know what? It's really hard for me to say this. I think I shared this with Corey with their son. Hey, you know, son, it's really hard for me not to give you advice, but, and this is where the why comes in, but I want for you to be able to stand on your own 2 feet, make your own decisions. And that's where you set a clear, direct boundary.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know that in the past so this is it. Number one, it's hard for me to say this, but I want to be honest with you. Okay. So you can say, I feel upset that you committed to bringing food 5 days ago. And, you know, Mom, here's the deal. I called you so many days later and you said you had it. And now you call me last minute. And so I feel upset that, you know, we had this conversation and it makes me, you know, unhappy because I know in the past, you know, I have, you know, you said pick the food up now. I've been afraid that it wouldn't happen if I didn't do it. So I went and picked it up. And I'm trying to make better choices and have a better communication with you. So know in the future that I'm not going to do that. I will actually give you the phone number and I'll pick it up. And also know in the future that when I call and I offer to help, that you take advantage of that. So we
Mm-hmm.
don't have this situation again, right?
Yep.
Is that helpful?
That is, yes, that's very helpful.
So you do have this handout.
Yep, I do.
That's good. Okay. It's a lot, but I like this framework. It's super easy. So it's hard for me to say this, but I want to be honest. It's kind of like, you know, with your husband. I love you, and I know I've been reactive in the past,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to have a better relationship with you. And also, I want to be healthier, and that involves me giving myself space in the morning. Okay. You can
Mm-hmm.
even say, I'm afraid of hurting you or letting you down, but I have to put my health first. And, you know, my family's important.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the way they talk about, you know, vulnerability, because this person's vulnerable. I'm afraid of hurting you. I'm nervous to say this, but I'm going to make an effort to communicate better in the future. You know, you could say that to your mom. Okay, next one. You did a great job with that. I know this is hard, right?
It's yeah, it's difficult. Because I'm
And
not
you,
not used to it, you know.
oh, I know, me too. Me too. With Ken Bender, you bet. I had to set a boundary this weekend. It was really hard for me. And he pushed back and he was not very nice. And I had to advocate for myself. I said, I will not tolerate this behavior. When you're ready to talk to me like a grown up, then we can have that conversation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here he was like, hey, mom, I said yes, but I had not considered the other things, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
that I don't want, you know, 5 minutes, right? That these people are coming today. and I can't add anything else on my task list, and I can't order the food
Mm-hmm.
because that was your commitment.
Yep.
And she might get mad. Well, so what? Guess what? She'll order the food.
Yep.
Oh, goody. Situations when someone knows how to push your buttons. Who should we pick on now?
Well, my mom's already been beat to death, I think.
Yeah, we pushed her under the bus pretty good.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, then there's my husband, and then I don't know, sister-in-laws, brother.
Well, I can share one for you with this weekend. Situation is Ken and I are doing the first hike of the season. He can't just do an easy hike. Oh no. Oh no, he's got to go up 2 mountains. All right. So we drive up at near our house, a place I do not like hiking because it's got really weird energy. But we go up in the mountain and we get out of the car and we start hiking, and pretty soon I recognize that it was really a lot better than I thought it was. I'm starting to really enjoy the environment, all the things, walking across the water, kind of dark, really pretty. And then as we start going up, there's also balsam that's going up the mountain. Beautiful, these balsam flowers. You know, you're familiar, you live here. But for those of you that don't, they're big and they're yellow and they grow like crazy. And the more there's forest fires in the past, it fortifies the soil. So now they grow like weeds and they're just going all the way up the mountain. And he says, well, look at the top of that mountain, there's even more. So the situation is, in the past, the man will go up a pile of bushes and make his own path through the bushes. So he'll bushwhack. And little dummy here will just go behind him like a lemming, even though I don't want to. In my brain, the whole time, I'm like, I don't want to do this. I hate it. Getting all resentful and pissed off. Well, this time I said, first of all, I am not going to go straight up that mountain. Secondly, I do want to see the balsam flowers at the top. And thirdly, I will not be stopping along the way to look at one small bug or one rock standing on the precipice of a cliff. I will not do that. Do you understand? And I said, so do you understand? I sure appreciate you hearing me. Do you hear me? Oh yeah, I hear you. Well, here we go up the trail. He starts to stop to look at a bug. I just go around him and I just keep going. So in the past, my response was not to say anything because I was afraid that I wasn't going to be a good wife, that he would, not that he'd get angry, but that I would not be a good wife because I saw my mother do this with my father. And that was an old story and it was garbage. It's a story. The truth is I didn't want to. And it crossed a boundary for me of what is comfortable and what is not comfortable. And it's not comfortable for me to do that. I don't want to. And so now I say, I don't want to. And I leave the story on the sidelines because, quite frankly, it's not like he's leaving me. The man has been going up mountains with me for years. And it's not like I can't show up for myself because I know I need to take care of me. I'm not because of my age, but because I care about myself.
Yep.
Okay. Now, I think when I look at these, I invite you to look at these because I think all of these are really helpful for you to rewrite this in your own language. So when you wrote your own, what did you write when it came to situation where someone knows how to push your buttons?
God, that's not the paper that I have here. Yeah, I can't even remember what I wrote down.
All right, well, say somebody pushes your buttons. And then what would you say?
Yeah, I would appreciate it if you would listen to my needs,
Mhm.
because they are important to me.
Nice job. That was excellent. That's well executed. And you did a really good job making a request and saying, I would appreciate it. That's really nice.
Yeah,
Good job.
thank you.
So this one gets pretty easy. I like this one right here. I'm putting my needs first, and you won't make me feel guilty. This one is one that I just really want to embroider or stamp in the middle of my mirror. Yeah, this one is a good one for me with my husband because he tends to tell me all about his day and then he doesn't ask me about mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not like that. So I would say, I feel minimalized when you share your day and not consider mine. I need to request that in the future you consider that you ask me how my day was too. Can you do that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I have my reasons. See, that's really good. Because if you don't agree with somebody, you're like, hey, you know what? Push your mama poke you. Hey, you know what? I just can't make the decision. You go,
Mm-hmm.
hey, you know what? I'm confident that you'll make good decisions.
Yep.
All right, you got this one down. Your mom's always telling you what to do. Boss.
Yeah. All kinds of people giving us unsolicited advice.
Yeah, yeah, including me. It's okay for you to say, hey, you know what? I'm the arbiter of what's best for me. Do you know when people do that with me? I feel really glad that they do that. 'Cause it tells me that they're learning how to set boundaries. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep. Yep.
I think this is funny for work. I love would say this to Corey. I like the idea. Can you put your ideas in email and send it to me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And with your mom and like at work, I'm so grateful for your advice, but I'm going to try something else.
Yes. Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
Her too. So
Are there any elephants in the room for you today?
nope. Nope. I just got to finish my house and it's almost done, just sweeping and dusting. And
Can
that's
you
about
walk
it.
on your knee?
Can I walk on? Yes, I can walk on my knee.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
It filled up quite a bit. I had a hard time scrubbing the tub. So I had have my husband, can you please scrub the tub for me? I'd appreciate